Hi and welcome back. Boy, am I ever excited to tell you a little bit more about this Renegade XL. You know, this is absolutely the flagship of our product offering, and a lot of people have been anticipating the arrival of this coach, and we're so excited to share this with you. This coach is absolutely beautiful. Another big thing that we're very proud of as we enter this coach is that this is totally an IWS floor plan. We designed this thing start to finish with Renegade. We put a lot of elements into it that we really felt our customers were asking for, and we tried to deliver. So we're going to begin the tour, and at the end of it, I guess you make the decision. As we pan around, you'll notice we use the padded walls with the Vibe fabric. It's kind of a textured wall fabric that we really like using. You can see we've used stained maple with a high gloss finish. We also use the different wood finish on the window treatments. As you notice, it's all wood. Seems to be a very, very popular option. And it's really hard to show you in photos, but we did use ultra leather, and this is a custom ordered color on this coach. So we're trying to keep this coach a very exclusive look and feel. So we're going to start off here at the Flex Steel hide-a-bed sofa. As you can see, it has 3 seat belts underneath the cushions. It also is going to unfold here into a hide-a-bed with an air mattress on it, so if you have extra guests or kids, this is a great place to put them. We position the sofa towards the front of the coach, so if you have kids sleeping in the sofa, when you get up, you could sit at the dinette and have your coffee without bothering them or them bothering you. Here you can see the lighting elements that we talk about on all the Renegades. There's all kinds of different lighting levels, so you can choose the mood that best suits you. And more importantly, we have enough lights in here that you can see even on the darkest of days. Here's a quick shot of the overhead cabinets, and everything about these cabinets is first class, and just can't say enough about the craftsmanship. Here you can see the all-electric window shades. We've done this on the night side of the shade, so at night if you just push one button and all the shades will close, or you can cycle through and operate each window individually. The day shade portion of these are manually operated. It seems to be a great combination. Now we're going to move over to the Flex Steel dinette and talk about it a little bit. As you can see, there's slide-out drawers underneath the seats, which is really helpful. You can never seem to have enough storage. I want to pause just a minute here and talk about this dinette ensemble. You know, when you sit in this thing, it's just so comfortable. As you notice, the back is curved, so you can sit back in them like you're sitting at a cafe booth. Also notice there's drink holders on the countertop. Also want to point out that there's no pipe in the middle, you know, for your legs to get tangled up on. This is just a fantastic dinette. I just can't say enough good about it. Now we're going to move over to the recliner area, and this is something that we designed into this coach. You know, it's one thing to have an RV and people get caught up in the moment when you sit in them, but when you're going to spend a lot of time in one, there's nothing better than to come back in the evening and pull your recliner out and kick back and relax for a while. When you're in travel mode, the recliner will turn the other way and fit behind the slide, so it's out of your way when you're traveling down the road. You can also see we installed some overhead cabinets over the top of the recliner, just another place to store some extra dishes or some reading material. We added glass doors to it because we really thought that helped brighten up the room a little bit. Now we're going to move over into the kitchen area and talk about it a little bit. You know, I keep talking about the craftsmanship of the cabinets by Renegade, but as you can see in the pantry here, all the drawers are soft closed drawers. You can see the dovetail construction on all the drawers. You know, they truly are built by honest craftsmen that are very proud of what they do. Little things that seem to add up when you're using a motorhome day in and day out. Notice the 2 big drawers underneath the stove, and that's a great place to store pots and pans and frying pans. And a lot of people, when they're designing a coach, I think they forget about those elements. You can also see lots of storage overhead, lots of lights, so it's very easy to see. We also mounted a trash can to the door of the cabinet underneath the kitchen sink. That's something that people forget about. You know, a lot of people end up stacking their trash can in the middle of the floor of their RV. And we try to think that through ahead of time for you. Now we're going to move over to the 13 cubic foot refrigerator, and there seems to be a lot of debate in the industry which is right, whether you use the RV dual fuel refrigerator or whether you use the residential. And I don't know if there's really a right answer. We just felt on this coach that this was the right fit for it. It uses propane and 110 electricity, has a self-locking door, so when you turn the key on, it automatically locks the door of the refrigerator and freezer. There's adjustable shelves inside to allow you to kind of lock your food in so it doesn't slide all over, and I just think it's a really nice refrigerator. As you can see, there's an ice maker and a water maker in the door. Now as we move around to the kitchen counter, you can see we've used a really nice tiled backsplash. Here's a shot of the microwave convection oven. These are all residential grade, no low budget stuff here in this coach. Now we're going to show you the gas cooktop with the removable tops on it. I think the colors really work out well in this coach. Everybody that walks in it is in just total awe when they walk in. Here we're going to show you the dishwasher in this coach. I think it fits really nice with the coach. It sits nice and out of the way. Just one more element to make your life on the road a little bit easier. Now we're going to move over to the sink, and notice when you remove the sink covers that this is a full residential sink with full stainless steel. It's very deep. Has a oil rub bronze faucet with a pull-out head on it. We decided to go with oil rub bronze on everything in this coach. I think it kind of tones it down a little bit more and works very well in this coach. Here's the 43-inch TV pivoting out on the swing-out arm. You can store it up against the wall here or pull it out. The choice is yours. Here's a nice shot looking out the door. You can see it's all wood trim. There's a little shelf to the left of it, and that's a great place to store keys and just little incidentals. Also a nice fire extinguisher there. There is a cover that goes over the floor if you decided you wanted to cover up the stairwell in the evening. Here we're going to just show the extra manual awning for a little more added privacy in the evening. It's really nice having the big door glass there. If somebody knocks on your door, you'll be able to look out and see who they are. Just another nice, real convenient feature. Now we're going to move around up into the cab area and talk about some of the features that you're going to find up here. And one of the things that I really like as I get older, it's a little bit harder for me to see, and it's real nice having all of these controls up at eye level. And in this coach, it's just perfect. Here on the left is a storage cabinet, and what we've done is we've ran our IWS gaming package in here. So if you want to run an Xbox or a Wii or a Sony PlayStation, we've made it very easy. You just set it in here and plug in the HDMI cord and the RCA jacks there. Has its own designated 110 outlet right behind the Winegard satellite controller. And then there's also storage above that for a laptop or a purse or anything like that. We tried to make sure we had storage so as you enter the coach, you're going to sit down, you have a place to store your incidentals. Now as we move around to the passenger side or the curb side of the coach, here's a good shot of the Onkyo Home Entertainment Center. There's also a Blu-ray DVD player on top of it. This coach is set up for DirecTV, so that's where you'd put your receiver. But I do want to point out that these boxes have cooling behind them, so it helps keep all the components cool as you're using them. This is a first-class residential grade home theater system, and it's just amazing when you hear the sound quality out of this. There's also 5 speakers mounted in the ceiling, and then also there's a hideaway subwoofer that Renegade's put under the cabinet that really adds a lot of thump to the music. Now we're going to move up to the controls, and as I mentioned a little bit earlier, it's nice to have everything, where it's right at eye level, so you don't have to get down on your haunches, or you don't have to get a step ladder to use them. Everything's nice and easy to see. So we're going to walk through this kind of slow so you can understand what's going on. So the first control that we're going to talk about is the RV power monitor. And really what this is we've installed a surge protector in this coach, and right here is where it's going to monitor incoming power. So if you get a voltage spike, the surge protector is going to sort all that out and manage and smooth out the power that's coming in. And this is the monitor where you can read the current status of it or discover fault codes. The next thing we're going to talk about is the aqua hot switches. The first switch on the left is the burner switch, and when you turn that switch on, the aqua hot burner is going to switch over to diesel fired, and it's going to generate hot water and hot glycol for the heating of your coach, and that's going to be all done through burning diesel fuel. Turn this switch to on because you're on electric, and then the burner would become electric fired. The third switch is the engine preheat. And what happens there is as you're driving down the road, if you turn this switch on, the hot antifreeze inside the engine is going to circulate through the burner in the aqua hot, and you're actually going to use the engine heat to warm up the inside of the coach. You can also turn the burner on and circulate it the other way to help preheat the engine if it's a really cold morning. Just a fantastic feature. You know, I went through that part pretty quick, but if you give us a call on the phone, we'll be glad to slow down and talk to you a little more about all the benefits of the aqua hot. Okay, the next switch we're going to talk about is the auto gen start, and it's really the power management of the whole coach. And this is where you can program the generator to start based on time, so you can tell it to turn on at 8 o'clock in the morning and shut off at 3 in the afternoon. You can program the generator to come on when it's a certain temperature inside or outside, and we can hook your air conditioners to that. So if you're away from the coach and it gets hot, the generator will start and then the air conditioners will kick on. This is also where the batteries are monitored for their charging rate. You know, there's an awful lot here to talk about, and we really go through this step by step in our IWS Advantage videos, so we don't want you to be intimidated by it. It's very simple once you learn the basics of how to use this thing. Next, we're going to move over to the generator start switch, and that's pretty self-explanatory. There's 2 places to start this generator, or actually 3 places manually. You can start it right here. You can also start it when you're laying in bed, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. And you can also start it outside by the generator. This coach has a 12.5 kW generator, which has tons of reserve power for you. We did that in case you want to pull a stacker trailer or something and you want to run extra power back there. You're going to have plenty of power in reserve with this 12.5 kW generator. And again, we go through all the programming options on our IWS Advantage videos. The next switch over we're going to talk about is for the floor heat. And this coach is equipped with heated floors, and they're electrically operated, so you either need to run them when you're using the generator or when you're on shore powered. There's nothing nicer though than to wake up in the morning and have nice warm floors to walk on. This coach, we've divided the floor into 2 zones. The living quarters can be programmed to one temperature, and the bedroom and bathroom can be programmed to another temperature. Then the next selector switch is where you can program your heating zones and cooling zones. This coach is equipped with 3 air conditioners, so you can choose the temperature of each air conditioner. You can also choose the heating zones here. It's very easy to use. We've also made a video of this that's available when you buy a coach from us on our IWS Advantage video package. The last panel we're going to talk about here is the utility panel, and on this panel it's pretty simple. When you push the LP button, it's going to tell you how much propane you have. When you push the gray or black tank or fresh water tank, the LED lights are going to come on and tell you what the current status is of them storage tanks. You can also monitor the battery conditions here as well. Then there's a water pump switch to turn the water pump on and off. You have the storage light switch for the storage lights in all your storage compartments underneath. And then you also have heaters. We've installed tank heaters for the septic side, so if you want to use your coach in the winter, you can turn these heating strips on. There's also the main living quarters slide control is here. And then on the far right is the emergency e-start button. And what happens there is In the event your batteries go dead on the house, on the coach side, and there's not enough power to start the generator, you can push that e-start switch, and what that'll do is connect the chassis batteries to the house batteries to give you enough power to start the generator, and then it'll begin its charging process and power up all the house batteries. So now we're going to go ahead and begin our tour of inside of the cab, and I'm going to do my best to kind of share the experience of what it's like to sit in one of these and be in one of these. The very first thing that I want to start with is the seats, and these have flex steel seats, and they have adjustable armrests on both sides. They're air operated, they're heated, they're just like sitting in luxury, as I said before. You know, when you sit in them, the first thing that everybody says is just, ah. I mean, you just feel like you've really arrived. As we move over to the driver's side, we're going to show you where Renegade's placed the leveling controls, so it's very convenient as the driver of this coach. When you park, just put it in neutral, turn the jacks on, and go ahead and push the button and do the auto leveling of this coach. It's very simple to do. Again, we have an IWS Advantage video that shows you how to operate all the stiff legs on this coach. Now we're going to move around to the dash, and as you can see, when you're sitting in the driver's seat, the ergonomics of this coach are fantastic. You know, with this wing dash, it puts all the controls within easy reach of the driver. There's so many features and options here that we kind of made a decision to just let you kind of absorb it as we're panning around in it. This coach does have the Kenwood touchscreen on it with navigation, with the backup camera built in. It's got air trailer brakes on it, locking differential. You know, there's just so many features. I don't know if we have enough time on this video to be able to go through them all one by one, but rest assured, if you come out and visit, we're going to take all the time you want so that you're very comfortable with each of the switches and what they do on this coach. Now we're going to make our way to the rear of the coach and talk a little bit more about the bathroom and the master bedroom in this coach. As we enter the bathroom, you know, the first thing that people say is, wow, what a beautiful vanity. It's got a really large shower in it. There's 3 medicine cabinets in it, and a lot of coaches don't have a lot of lighting in the bathroom, and people seem to be responding very well to all the lights that Renegade's put in here. They're also all LED, so they should last the lifetime of your coach. As we move around in the coach, you can see the craftsmanship through and through. When we designed this vanity with Renegade, we had them put extra drawers on the right-hand side here. That's something that seems to be missing on a lot of luxury coaches. Here's the connection point for the central vacuum. There's also a nice slide-out drawer here if you want to mount a garbage can in it or something like that. Here's a nice shot of the shower. It's super spacious. Has a seat so you can sit down in there if you want to shower and sit. There's lots of room for that. There's a beautiful skylight in the top, so you know, even if you're over 6 foot tall, there's plenty of room in this shower. Has beautiful sliding doors, so it's easy to get in and out. As we move around to the other side of the coach, we're going to show you the stacked washer and dryer. Notice the craftsmanship of the wood and the wainscoting is just beautiful on this coach. Now we're going to move into the private toilet area, and you can, again, the craftsmanship just speaks for itself. We've equipped this coach with the macerator porcelain toilet. You know, I've said it on other videos, but I'll say it again. We just really are big fans of this type of toilet. It has a lot of features to it. One being a macerator, it grinds up and emulsifies all the waste product before it goes down into the sewage tank. There's also 2 flush indicators. You have a number 1 flush and a number 2 flush. But another nice feature that people forget about is if you push both buttons at the same time, it evacuates the water from the bowl. So when you're in travel mode and you're driving down the road, you don't have water in the bowl splashing back and forth. Very expensive toilet, but I think it's worth every penny. Now we're going to move around and show you the small vanity and medicine cabinet. We also installed a 110 outlet in case you want to run an electric razor in here. You know, we tried to make this thing as user-friendly as humanly possible. Now we're going to move into the master bedroom, and on this coach it really is a master bedroom. There's cabinets galore and storage space galore, and just the craftsmanship just exudes luxury and quality. Here we're going to talk about the main wardrobe closet on this coach, and as you can see behind the TV, it's all open, so you can store clothes behind the TV here. I also want to point out that when Renegade builds these closets, they stain and they gloss them all the way to the back. So as your clothes are swinging going up and down the road, they're not rubbing against raw wood. You'll also notice that behind the TV, there's no exposed wires. The fit and finish isn't just what you can see, it's the things behind that you can't see that really separates a Renegade from another brand of coach. Now as we move over to the rear part of the coach, we're going to go through all of these cabinets, and this first cabinet is a beautiful spot to store lots of linens and extra blankets. Then we're going to move over to the full-length closet, and we went ahead and cedar lined that. We thought that added a really nice touch to have that beautiful smell of cedar in your closet. Has full-length mirrors in there. Also notice there's plenty of storage overhead for larger items and pull-out drawers, just storage everywhere. A big thing that we're really proud of when we design a coach is whenever possible, we try to put dual nightstands, so each person in the bed can have their own 110 outlet and a place to set their cell phones or a bottle of water. Here's the generator start button that I talked about earlier, so you can start the generator when you're laying in bed if you want. Everything about this coach was set up for you to enjoy your time out on the road and to make things easier on you. There's also some real nice overhead storage over the top of the bed, and then there's several different degrees of lighting elements that we're going to walk through here. Again, they're all LED. The window shades in this bedroom are also all electronically controlled, so each person has their own switch to open and close the window shades with. Here's a nice shot of the floor level lighting that's on it, so at night if you want to get up, you can just turn on the floor lights so you're not waking the other person in the bed. Here's the controls for the bedroom slides and the ceiling fan. I think the black ceiling fan just really sets off the ceiling in this coach and just adds a lot of depth and warmth to it. I really truly hope you enjoyed this video tour. We did our absolute best to showcase this beautiful coach. And as always, I really want to thank you for your time and extend the invitation to come by and take a tour of this coach. Thanks again.